In this episode of the Kayak Milk Crate Setup Series, we're going to talk about how you set up a PVC rod holder for trolling instead of straight up and down. This week on Kayak Hacks. It's a truth in fishing that if you don't have a lure or bait in the water, you're not going to catch a fish. And so if you want to be able to troll while you're paddling or pedaling from place to place, then you need to have your milk crate set up to handle a rod in a trolling position. Here's what you need to get going. You need a couple pieces of PVC pipe, and the minimum width here should be 1.25 inches, and that'll fit most rods. If you've got rods that have a big knob on the end, you may want to upgrade to 1.5 inches. Now the next big decision you have to make is how to connect these. We know we want to connect them like this, but what's the angle? Well, you've got to figure that out for yourself, and thankfully there are a couple easy options with pre-made connectors available. Your first option is to go with a 90-degree connector, and that's going to kind of angle them up a little bit. But if you switch to a 45-degree connector, you can see how much flatter it lays out. And so part of this decision is where on the kayak crate do you intend to mount this, and what's your desired trolling platform. Now there is a third option. You can get these 90-degree street connectors which spread it out a little bit and kind of almost mimic the 45, but with a little more upward twist. So depending on how you want your rods oriented, you need to pick the right connector. But once you pick it, they all attach the same way. The first thing you need to assess is where you want this on the crate. And that's going to depend on how far down the crate sits in your kayak. If you've elevated the crate, like I talk about in this video, then that's not an issue. It's going to be up above. The second consideration, where do you want to put it? You want it low or you want it high? If you put it low, your rods are going to be closer to the water, and that may be a nicer thing, particularly if you catch a fish as you're fishing, and it's going to swing around in back of the boat, because you don't have to elevate the rod, you don't have to pass it through as much to get it around a rod that is at a lower angle. Now putting this on is easy, and all we need is a couple cable ties. All I did was I picked my spot. 2 cable ties later, this is attached. We're all done. Here's what it looks like. Nice out at a good angle. This is the 45-degree connector, and there's just a little bit of a slop in it, as you can see here. And so if you wanted to tighten it down a little more, you could drill some holes in this particular crate and run another set of cable ties, or even drill a hole through a part of the PVC and then slip a bolt inside it and bolt that to the inside of the milk crate. I'll leave that up to you. For me, this is a good enough solution. Do you have a better way to install a trolling rod holder on a milk crate? Throw it down below so we can all learn. Appreciate it. Thank you.